So hi, I'm Andrew Quitmeyer. I'm a somewhat new professor at the Communication and New Media Department and the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences at the National University of Singapore. I'm in the Interactive Media and Design division of CNM, and my goal is to look at how can we design new media and new media artifacts that let us better connect with nature and natural systems. So I tend to work with a lot of artists, interactive designers, as well as field biologists to learn more about these natural systems and how we might plug in robots or interactive tools to work with these natural systems and learn more about them. So my research, I call it digital naturalism. It's about how we can use DIY electronics and computers that are really cheap and easy to manipulate and do things with for working with field biologists. Right now, we're at a really cool time where we have all these cool different kinds of electronics that we can get very cheap. They're very affordable, and you can do lots of magical, cool things with them that you couldn't normally before. You can sense all kinds of different stimuli in the world. You can cause different things to happen back out in the world. You can move things around. You can send out light signals, all kinds of stuff like that. And we're also at a time where nature isn't doing so hot all the time. And so what I'm trying to do is how can we use all these cool new superpowers that we get with all this DIY electronics to let us better engage and understand the natural world all around us. So this is a regular interaction design class that we've kind of modded into my research goals about animals and nature. And so they're here to learn basically all these fundamental aspects of industrial design. How do you build something that's tiger-proof? Interaction design. How do you make something that different types of people and different types of animals can contact with, can trigger things. They learn about electronic design. How do you plug in your motors so it doesn't blow up? And as well as computer programming. How do you actually get these things to do the behaviors that you want them to do? These are all these students are working on enrichment devices for the Singapore Zoo. There's all these animals that are there, and one of the big challenges with zookeeping is the animals can get really bored when they're in captivity. They're taken out of their natural environment, so they don't have a lot of their normal stimuli. And so making things like interactive toys for the animals actually helps keep them less bored, and that makes them a lot more healthy. They get exercise, their brain gets stimulated, and they're just happier overall to have something to do. So they're making a device for the sun bears right now to keep the sun bear happy and always searching for where the honey's coming out of the honey robot. And this team is working on devices for the chameleon. And they also have robotic branches for the chameleon to get kind of its exercise on, because in the wild the branches are normally swaying around, and in captivity the branches are just static. So they try to recreate a little bit of this randomness that you see in the natural environment by having kind of robot sticks that can sway and move and keep the chameleon on its toes.
Okay, so sun bears love honey. But they don't get to have it often because it makes them fat since they don't exercise a lot. So they only get to have it in very small doses. But while the bear is kept in a back house, which doesn't have many toys as you can see, we need to keep their minds active and stimulated. So this is a device that helps them forage and smell for food, sniff for food. So with this honey will be randomly pumped to every tube, and the bear will have to rely on his sense of smell to find which tube is pumping the honey. Baloo!
Baloo! Baloo!
Baloo!
Baloo! Oh, we got honey for you!
Baloo!
Baloo!
Baloo! Baloo!
Okay, so then all those tubes should start filling up. It looks like some of them are So one thing I really like about this course is that we're actually doing a project in the real world. Our students have to solve problems like, how does this actually interact in a real animal exhibit with the wild animal, with the zookeepers maintaining it and fixing it in case it breaks, and also, dealing with weather and stuff like that. And there's all these real world problems that they have to solve versus maybe if we were doing something more traditional, we'd just be inside doing some basic programming and doing something to make like, interface on a screen for your phone or whatever. But the cool thing about this is that there's no right answer. The students have to figure out all the questions and then have to figure out the answers to those things themselves. There's lots of different ways that this can go. There's a lot of different ways that this can evolve, and it's a little bit scary for them. They have to make decisions and they don't always have all the information about how to do something absolutely correct, but they still have to go through it anyway, and it's super cool.